천자문,
千字文、
千字文.
In this lesson, we will look at characters 385 through 392 of the 1000 character classic, the 1500-year-old Chinese classic in which no characters are repeated. A calm disposition, emotions are settled.
성정정의,
正々上逸、
性尽情意.
When the heart is agitated, the spirit gets weary.
심동신피,
心動心脾、
心动神疲.
Let's look at line 97, character by character. The first character here means sex, as in gender. The next means quiet or still. The third character means feelings. The last one here means elude. The translation reads, a calm disposition, emotions are settled. Now let's hear it pronounced. You'll hear it from a recording in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
성정정의,
正々上逸、
性尽情意.
Here's line 98. The first character here means heart. Next we have action or movement. The third character means spirit or soul. The final one means fatigue or tired. The translation reads, when the heart is agitated, the spirit gets weary. Now let's hear it pronounced.
심동신피,
心動心脾、
心动神疲.
Let's look at a few radicals or components. The first thing to notice is that there is the heart radical in 3 of these characters. Character 389 is the standalone form of the heart radical. The radical appears in numerous characters in the classic, often indicating emotions such as fear or love or shame. Then look at 386 and 387. You can see the radical component, which means blue or green, and those colors are somewhat synonymous in these languages. So in 387, you have heart and blue, which you might guess means feeling blue, as in sad, but rather this means feelings in general. In 390, it makes sense that the power radical is needed to create an action or a movement. In 392, notice the radical. This is the only time this radical appears in the classic, but this radical is used for illnesses and afflictions, so you'll see it in numerous other Chinese characters. Here are some of the characters that contain this radical. Based on the 8 characters of these 2 lines, I've come up with a word list. I've tried to select words that are common and relevant to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Now you'll hear the words spoken in each language. Temperament, personality.
성격,
性格、
性格.
Calmness, composure.
냉정,
冷静、
冷静.
Information,
정보,
情報、
情報.
emotion,
감정,
感情、
感情.
heart,
심장,
心臓、
心脏.
exercise,
운동,
運動、
运动.
nerve,
신경,
神経、
神经.
spirit,
정신,
精神、
精神.
fatigue.
피로,
疲労。
疲劳.
Have a look one more time at the words of this lesson. See which ones you remember. Okay, let's move on. This is the part of the lesson where I give some extended notes on the characters, perhaps pose a question or two, and give each character a rating. So in this lesson, almost all of the characters got a rating of 5. First of all, this one refers to sex as in gender. So you often see this on application or registration forms when asked for your personal information. And this one gets a 4 rating. It's not one you'll see that frequently, but it's not that rare either. It appears in words related to calm or stillness. It is in the Japanese adjective for quiet, shizuka. This one means feeling, and it's worth noting that this character is part of an important cultural concept in Korea, the idea of jong. It gets translated as friendship in English, but in Korean it suggests a bond deeper than the word friendship might convey. This popular snack, choco pie, features this character on its packaging, as if to suggest that this is a snack that will help you bond with your friends. I couldn't find example vocabulary shared by all 3 languages for this character. It appears in a lot of obscure vocabulary that indicates deviation, including words such as recluse, antidote, escape, or overlooked. This one means heart, and note how the medical word, as you see here, is used in Japanese and Korean in more like textbook situations. But in everyday speech, Japanese would say a native word, which is kokoro, and Korean would say a native word, which is maum. This means action or movement, and it appears in tons of words for things that move, like animal or car or automaton. This is the word for spirit, but it's also used for things related to the nervous system and psychology. I like how the mystical and medical mix in this character. And this one means fatigue, and note how it appears in the Japanese word for tired. Tsukareta. Or there's a set phrase in Japan that's said at the end of the workday, and that it goes, Otsukare sama deshita, and again, using this character. So that's a wrap for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll look at lines 99 and 100, which urge us to pursue truth rather than materialism.
천자문,
千字文
As always, I remind you that I make these videos partly for my own study purposes. My skills are not advanced in these languages, so it's quite likely I've made some mistakes or forgotten something obvious, and if you do notice something or have a question, let me know in the comments. The goal of this channel is to make a video for each line of the 1000 Character Classic while using this classic as a lens to explore language study methods and connections between the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean languages. I wish you happy and productive language studies.